Hello, and welcome to the first ever live from Hesston Fendt Ideal Combine event. It's great to have you with us today, and we have an exciting agenda for you. My name is Kevin Forth, and I am the Tactical Marketing Manager for Combines here at AGCO. I'll be your MC for the day. I'd like to go ahead and get things started off this morning with a message from Bob Crane, our Senior Vice President and General Manager of North America.
Hello and welcome. I'm Bob Crane. I'm the Senior Vice President and General Manager of AGCO North America. I'd like to welcome you to our live from Hesston Fendt Ideal virtual event. We officially launched the Fendt Ideal Combines here in North America 2 years ago, and we're excited to have you with us here today to learn a bit more about the new Fendt Ideal. We've been thrilled with the feedback that growers from around North America and the world have provided us on their experiences with the combine. Ideal, it was designed with one goal in mind: to increase harvesting productivity. Ideal's 16-foot-long dual helix rotor system, it provides great threshing and separation for a cleaner sample and reduced loss. A 485 bushel grain tank and 6 bushel per second unload rate, it means that you can unload faster to get through your harvest. Our Ideal harvest technology allows the combine to automatically adjust itself to adapt to changing harvesting conditions, but Ideal not only provides more productivity, but also more uptime. Just like all of our Fendt products, Ideal, it's backed by our Gold Star customer care program, a 3-year full machine warranty, bumper to bumper, plus all scheduled maintenance, plus a loaner guarantee, also 3 years of our Fendt Connect telematics services, and best in class, best in the industry parts availability. I'd encourage you to try an Ideal on your farm and in your conditions, and let us show you what this combine can do. You can find your nearest Fendt Ideal dealer and schedule an on-farm demonstration at www.fendt.com. Whether you've just wrapped up the wheat harvest or you're starting to get the combine ready for fall harvest, we wish you all the best and look forward to getting you into a Fendt Ideal. Enjoy our show.
Thanks, Bob. As you can see, all of us here at AGCO are glad to have you here, and we are looking forward to a great day of information about the Ideal Combine. Okay, now we'd like to get started with our program. And first, we want to share with you a bit of history about the Fendt and the development of the Ideal Combine. So we have a short video for you to give you some insight about how this amazing machine came to be. That's really interesting to learn more about Fendt and how AGCO developed the Ideal Combine. Now that we have a little understanding about the machine, let's dive into the details with our experts. We have Zach Staskell, our Ideal Combine marketing specialist, here with us today, and he's going to share with us some key points on how the processor works inside the Ideal Combine. Zach?
Thanks for the introduction, Kevin. So once again, my name is Zach Staskell, Marketing Product Specialist for Combine Harvesting here in North America. And I want to talk to you a little bit today about the heart and soul of this machine. Now, the heart and soul of any machine is a threshing and separation system inside of it. But what's unique about the Fendt Ideal is what you're about to see behind us. So inside the machine, you have two 24-inch diameter, 16-foot long rotors. And what you'll see in the threshing area right here, well, how about we just do this? I'll take you outside to our cutaway and we can see what's actually inside the combine. Now what we've got outside here is what I call the heart and soul cutaway of the machine, which you'll see the threshing separation system, and you'll also see the cleaning system on it as well. Now starting off with the threshing system, of course you want to start here in the front and move our way backwards. So a few things I want to talk about are the different sections and segments of this rotor. Starting here in the front, you'll see the intake area. What happens in that intake area is that crop is pulled away from our front accelerator and is transitioned into our threshing area. Now, after our intake area, you see our 4 feet of threshing. And what you'll notice about our threshing area right here is the 2 sets of staggered rasp bars. So each section here has 4 rasp bars on it, and they are staggered so that we can get that rasp bar on concave threshing, but also get some grain on grain threshing as well. What we have right down here on the ground is a couple of concaves that you would see inside the threshing system right here. We've got a large wire concave right here, and then a round bar concave here on the left as well. So in the threshing area, we want to do, of course, 100% of our threshing, and we'd ideally like to do 80 to 85% of our separation in that area as well. But we understand we get into tougher conditions, tougher separation conditions, and we won't always get that much separation done in that area as well. So to ensure we get all of that crop separated, get all the grain inside the combine, we have the next 10 feet of our rotor, the next segment, which is our separation zone. So the separation zone on our rotors, like I mentioned, is about 10 feet long, but the important part about it is we have 4 helical strands on the rotor itself. So what those fingers do, what these fingers on the separation side do, is they sift through that material, through that crop mat. And what it's doing is it's agitating that crop mat, and it's getting all of that grain out of the crop, flowing through the machine, and getting it down here on our Ideal balance return pans. Now after we go through the separation section here, we'll go to what we call our direct discharge. Now our direct discharge is about 2 feet long, and what that'll do is drop the straw, the material, everything out of the rotors right down into our chopper. What it'll also do is it'll drop the material down into a nice windrow as well if you want a windrow behind the combine. Now talking about the product going in the tank and what you're dropping on the ground out the back of the combine, 2 really important things about the threshing section on the Ideal Combine are the grain quality that you're getting in the tank and the straw quality you're getting out of the back. Using time and volume and space to thresh and separate versus aggression gives us a higher quality sample in the tank with less cracks and splits, and a better quality windrow on the ground if you're baling, say, barley straw or wheat straw behind the combine. You get those nice full length stalks and make really nice bales. Now that we've talked about the threshing section, why don't we head back to Kevin inside?
Great information there on the heart of the Ideal Combine. Next, we're going to move to technology. As everyone knows, this plays a larger role in our everyday life, and there's no exception here at Ideal, packed with industry-leading technology to help you get the job done. With us today is Josh Ekholm, our Director of Engineering, and Chris Morrison, a Product Manager with our Fuse technology team. They are going to share a bit of how Ideal is leading the way in technology in the field. Remember, if you have any questions about Fendt Ideal or any of the information you're seeing today, go ahead and type into the online chat and we will get those questions answered for you. Josh, Chris?
Thanks for that introduction, Kevin. From the beginning, technology has been at the core of the Ideal Combine. Today we are going to discuss some of those key features, which are going to be Ideal Harvest and Smart Connect, which is an app you can run from your smart device. Let's go up to Josh in the cab to describe some of those features.
Come on up. Welcome to the cab. You know, this is one of the first things customers notice, and some of our most successful points on demonstrations right off the bat is how well this cab works for us. It's low in noise and high in visibility. It does a great job for us. We're excited about it. Hey, it's a real honor, a real pleasure to be able to talk to you a little bit about some of the next topics that we're going to hit here on technology. Some of the things that I'm able to represent from my team's hard work. I'm proud to be able to discuss it with you today. We'll start off with machine to machine today. So machine to machine basically means the communication between two combines to exchange set points for harvest and to exchange weigh lines. So this is a really important feature, well used by some of our most professional operators out there that have 2 or more machines in the field. This is a very efficient increase in productivity for some of those guys, especially in a scenario where you've got somebody really experienced and knows how to set their machine. Maybe they don't have Ideal Harvest and it's a basic machine, and you've got 2 of those machines in the field, but 1 great operator. This is a perfect example of a good use case for this situation. The next one I want to talk about is actually related to some of our GPS and guidance options. So we've got an open architecture idea here at AGCO, and it's no different with this Ideal Combine, where the user has options, the customer does, for either a Novatel or Trimble receivers, as well as submeter, decimeter, centimeter accuracy selections, and we also have connection available for row guidance, so on your corn heads to make those long days a little bit shorter and let the combine guide itself. Next up, GPS used again, this time as we talk about the residue spread. So I think we all know what that's like in that last pass in the field. Maybe that's the best example for this one. As you're harvesting along and you've got one pass that's maybe narrower than what your header is, and you want to go ahead and get that residue spread exactly where you were. That's what this feature does for us. It uses that mapping ability that we already have, and we'll talk about a little bit later, to drop that residue exactly where we need it. That way we've got a nice even spread across the entire field. Really noticed by some of our zero-till and no-till customers. This is a good one. Next up is how we've also worked with our third parties a little bit. So Ag Leader does a great job of building and developing yield sensing and moisture sensing solutions. We've got their technology incorporated inside this machine. Those sensors do a great job. They're robust and deliver good, accurate information. We try to keep the calibrations as simple as we can so we can keep that operator harvesting quicker to start and more accurate throughout the day. This is another important part of what it takes to gather some of that data when we're in the field. It starts with a really good set of sensors and really good communication through the combine. What those sensors also allow us to do is have some live mapping availability now. So within our terminal or within our iPad that we'll talk about a little bit later with Smart Connect, we can go ahead and set that up so that we have a live map through the field. A lot of farmers, including me actually, will make the decisions for the next year's productivity, what the crop sequence is, what the fertilizer plan is, what the hybrids we select for seeds are, actually while we're harvesting the field this year. This is really where that live mapping comes into effect. It's really important in that area. Just as important though is also the data collection. So we do collect the data in Task Controller on our terminal over here, and then we've got a couple of options for how to get that data communicated. One of them is the typical USB hardware device. I've got the information on the stick, put it in my pocket, and I can take it to my advisor or to my PC to use it myself. But where the market is really growing in this is actually the wireless transfer of that data. So talk to your dealer about some more options and subscriptions there to make that a little bit more seamless to get that data where it needs to go. Next option we'll talk about here a little bit on the technology side is Smart Connect. This is maybe part of a a bigger discussion, a bigger topic in technology, which is really using a smart device, using an iPad in most situations, to go ahead and communicate the data from the machine, visualize it on that device. And Smart Connect is what allows us to do that. So we can actually set up a screen how the user would like to see it with the exact information he has, because as we do our best on the terminal here to show what's really important and allow the user to select it, every user is a little bit different. So this configurable menu, if you will, is really a nice feature to see what I want to see, where I want to see it on the screen. This is a good example. We also kind of expand that when we start talking about Ideal Harvest. Basically, it's another page on the app that you can swipe through, and you can actually visualize the crop flow through the machine. So this includes our feeder flow sensors, the acoustic sensors that are throughout the processor and cleaning shoe, so threshing and separating are included with those acoustic sensors to show the distribution, and that image sensor that we have in the grain bin. So that's actually in the head of the clean grain elevator that gives us that feedback both with an image and also with the data behind that image to show what the MOG, that material other than grain, looks like in there, hopefully none, and what any damage looks like as well. Again, hopefully none. But it gives us that information, so as the user, you can visualize that information to make all the settings yourself, as long as you have Ideal Harvest purchased with your machine. The other piece that's interesting about this as well is then to take it to the next step and actually use it to automate the machine. So not only the visualization, but to actually be able to press the button, move the handle over, and engage Ideal Harvest. So it allows us to control the speed of the machine with the automation, as well as the other functions, including rotor speed, chaffer clearance, sieve clearance, and cleaning fan speed. Those are the ones for 2020, and this is focused for wheat, barley, corn, and soybeans to start off with. That's where we're really seeing the feedback from the field at this time. Ideal Harvest is kind of the tip of the iceberg in our vision for how to make life easier for the farmer in terms of settings and getting that really good sample to the elevator, all with minimizing the loss to as low as we possibly can. The other option in here that's really nice within the iPad is it allows the user to really almost have an infinite setting for what they think is the most important. Equipped without the iPad, the user can still use Ideal Harvest, can still use that automation in here, but it really gives you a selection based on, do I care about throughput the most, grain loss the most, or maybe the quality of the grain in the bin the most. But with the iPad app, it's that next level, really. We've got a triangle in there, as I'm sure that a lot of you have seen, that allows you to drag the dot to the area that's the most important to you. But it's a balance between those other areas as well. So it's just letting you fine-tune the system until you're really happy with it. And as usual, we're working hard to make this faster to get to that point where it's really harvesting at a high quality, high performance in all those areas, and then maintaining that set point. Really to think about, if I've got the target for throughput, I've got the target for loss, I've got the target for my quality of my grain in the grain bin, then the machine, as we are working on it, is only to make that reaction faster and more often. So when we compare this to the user that might stop, get out of the machine, take a look at what he's doing in terms of losses, take a look at his grain bin, wait for a ticket to come back from the elevator to show what foreign material looks like, we're really trying to cut that off and make sure that we can make those changes earlier in the day, but then make it more often and take that stress away from the customer. So with auto guidance, I think about it a lot the same way as Ideal Harvest. It's really about taking that stress away, making that day feel a little bit shorter and have some energy at the end of it if you can. This is something that we expect to build on more and more in the future to make it more robust, more useful to the customer, and of course more useful in more crops as well as we go forward. Thanks for taking the time to listen to us talk about some of the leading technology that we're working on here and is available today in this Ideal Combine. Back to you, Kevin.
Great info, guys. Incredible how Fendt Ideal is leading the way with innovative technology on board the Combine. Next, we're going to turn to Robert Ross, our Strategic Marketing Manager for Combines. Robert is going to discuss the industry's most efficient grain handling system. He's on the other side of the combine to give you more info. Take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. So let's talk about the grain handling system on the new Fendt Ideal Combine. As I've talked with farmers over the past year, one thing that consistently comes up is the decreasing commodity prices and increased input cost, leading to tighter farm budgets. On top of that, a tighter window of harvesting opportunities where they need to make their hours in the field count. The combination of these two issues have put the pressure on today's farmers. Most of the farmers in this position believe that increased combine capacity will improve overall efficiency or speed to complete harvest. Due to the narrow window of the season, producers perceive that bigger is better, or that they need more equipment to complete the harvest in a shorter period of time. What many producers fail to recognize is that the combine capacity isn't the key to efficiency, and that they are overspending on their equipment due to grain handling restrictions. According to a study from the University of Arkansas, on the typical operation, machinery cost accounts for 35 to 50% of the fixed cost in the total operation. The study showed that the average combine field efficiency is 60 to 80%. However, utilizing the wrong equipment can result in the operation being on the lower end of that spectrum, around 60%. According to the 2019 Farm Machinery Cost Estimates publication by the University of Minnesota, the average cost per hour to operate a combine is about $238, not including heads. If we take that $238 per hour, and if we were operating only at 60%, and combines are capable of at least 80%, we're giving up 20%. That 20% equals around $47.60 per hour that we're losing. So let's say you average 250 hours of harvesting each year. It could be costing you around $15,000 in lost efficiency if you're on the lower end, around 60%. Today's successful producers are focusing on total infield efficiency versus focusing solely on the combine capacity. The two key governors of a combine's grain handling process are the grain tank capacity and the grain unloading rate. By improving these key factors, operations can increase their overall total infield efficiency, allowing producers to utilize more of their capital investment. The Fendt Ideal Combine has been designed from the ground up to meet the needs of the producers around the world. Our customers are very excited about the Fendt Ideal Combine's 485 bushel grain tank, along with an impressive 6 bushel per second unload rate, better known as the Streamer 6.0. The Fendt Ideal Combine's 6 bushel per second unload rate is unmatched across the market, beating the closest competition by 50%. In addition, its unload cycle efficiency is 20% higher than the competition, correlating to an averaged increased total infield efficiency of 6.5%. In an average harvest season, unloading a 485 bushel tank in 81 seconds means we will spend 1,670 minutes unloading, just shy of 28 hours, compared to a 400 bushel tank in 105 seconds, equaling 43 hours, saving you 16 hours of unloading time. The extra time spent not unloading is time that can be used to unload the cart, the truck, and also getting the cart back to the combine. The extra bin space allows for more time for the cart to unload and return to the combine to keep the combine moving. This is just one more piece of the puzzle to improve the combine efficiency that the Fendt Ideal Combine offers. A lot of thought went into the development of the grain handling system, knowing how important this part of the harvesting process is. And now back over to you, Kevin.
Really impressive. Fastest unloading in the industry. Another way Ideal makes your harvest more efficient. To add on to that, we are going to join Robert and Zach again outside to discuss the Fendt Ideal cleaning system, another very innovative system that leads to more efficiency. Remember, if you have any questions, get those into the chat and we will get you the answers. Okay guys, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. And thanks everybody for joining this morning. Zach and I are outside here in Hesston, and we're going to talk a little bit about the cleaning system on the Fendt Ideal Combine. So it's called the Ideal Balance, Zach, and we really want to kind of dig in and learn more about this. Now, I've been around combines a few years and been around a lot of different cleaning systems, and Zach, I'm really interested to see what does this cleaning system look like and what sets it apart.
Yeah, exactly. So Robert, we talked about earlier, a little bit about the threshing part of the rotors and the separation part of the rotors and how there's two different sections there. And starting out in our cleaning system, we do the same sort of thing right here with two different setups on our Ideal Balance pans. So the design behind this is to take the material, of course, from the rotors and make sure we control that material as it flows through the combine. So from start to finish, we want to make sure we're controlling that material, all that grain, all that mog, all that extra stuff coming off of our rotors so that we can make our cleaning system work as efficiently as possible. So we have the rear return pan here, and this is going to take all of the material off of the separation part of our rotors. We talked about that, about 10 foot long area where all that material is coming off the rotors in the separation area. And what we're doing is we're taking all that and we're going to start moving it forward, moving it more towards the front part of the machine.
So Zach, as I'm looking at this, and this pan has, it's got some shape and some stuff to it. What are you doing there?
Exactly, it's a great point. So you'll actually see on the pan, it kind of follows the contour of the rotors as well. So if you look at the way that the pan is shaped, it's kind of peaked in the middle. So what that's going to do is that's going to channel the material kind of towards the outsides of the machine. So we got two different grooves here, and we take the material off the rotors and we control it. So, it's not just important to capture the material, but we want to control it throughout this whole process as well. So we've got the convex design on the stratification pan, and then when you come forward, you can look at the front return pan as well. It's got a different design to it than the rear return pan does. So it's got a concave design to it, and basically what it's doing is it's funneling that material more towards the inside of the machine or the middle of the machine.
Okay, so everything on the front, based on this front pan, we're funneling that to the center. Everything on the separation side is going to the edge, and that's how you're loading the shoe evenly, correctly?
Yes,
to keep
sir.
that mat of material so that we can handle it.
Exactly, and like I said earlier, it's important to collect the material, but it's just as important, or maybe even more important, to control that material throughout the entire process. And the more even we can distribute that material across our cleaning shoe and stratification pan, the better job we can do in cleaning, and the more capacity we can have, the better grain sample you're going to have in the bin, all that good stuff as well.
All right.
So then once that material comes off these return pans, off these Ideal Balance pans, it's all going to start landing on this front stratification pan. So the whole point of the stratification pan is to, of course, take that material from the front of the machine and start moving it back. But as you're moving that material, what it's also doing is it's putting that grain on bottom, and that mog, I keep referring to the term mog, that's material other than grain, would be chaff, straw, whatever it may be that's coming out of the rotors other than grain. But we want to get that mog on top and keep that grain on bottom, and kind of get a early separation or an early division of that material that's coming out, and differentiate the grain on bottom, the good stuff, and the junk on top, that mog, and keep that controlled as we're coming back on the stratification pan.
So Zach, I noticed we have some tall dividers here as well.
Yeah.
That's part of how we're controlling the flow of the material, correct?
Yeah, yes, sir. So talking, earlier, I'll say it again. It's just as important to control as it is to capture, and we want to make sure from left to right we can keep that material channeled. So that's the point of these fins, these dividers in here, so that left to right, as we may be going through some rolling terrain or whatever it is, we keep that material in these channels so that we keep that even distribution from left to right on our cleaning shoe once we get back further in our system as well. So as we're bringing that material back off the stratification pan, we come here to a part of the stratification pan where we make a drop. And the whole point of this drop right here is to make sure we get that material falling. Like I said, we separate the grain from the chaff, separate the grain from the junk, and it makes that jump right there, and then we hit it with a blast of air in this channel. So something I want to talk about, I don't mean to jump around too much, but come back and talk about our cyclone cleaning fan right here, which is a 3-part fan, and we have different channels on this fan. You can kind of see with the housing here, we have the upper channel that I was just talking about that comes up and blows air through the stratification pan that helps us get that pre-cleaning from the stratification pan. Then also we have these channels down here in the bottom that supply air to the rest of our cleaning shoe. So go ahead, Robert.
Yeah, so what you're saying here, Zach, is it's like a 2-stage cleaning system.
Exactly.
So you're blowing as much of that light material as it comes off the stratification pan, right?
Yes, sir.
So that we don't have to deal with it on the shoe where we get it on out the back of the combine, is that?
That's perfectly correct. So what we're talking about here is, when we make that drop and we're hitting it with the blast of air, we're getting that light material suspended. So hopefully, the hope for that is that we can keep that chaff and it might be leaf or whatever it is. We keep that material up here in the air so that it never touches the cleaning shoe, and we keep giving it air as we go through the cleaning process. But we want to keep that light stuff suspended and make sure our cleaning shoe, our chaff or our bottom sieve doesn't have to work so hard by getting that stuff suspended early and hitting it with a blast of air off the stratification pan. So go ahead, Robert.
So Zach, you were talking about the 3 fans here. What's the advantage of having the fans set up in that configuration?
It's a great question. So having the 3-part fan basically means that you're not only pulling air from the outsides of the fan, but having the split in the fans means you're pulling air from the insides of the fan as well. So there's a little bit of a gap in between each set of fan blades, and so that makes sure that we're getting enough airflow coming in so we can have enough airflow blowing out to make sure we're getting enough clean air coming through to make sure we're getting the material cleaned and we're getting a clean grain sample in the bin as well. So yeah, moving on from the stratification pan, we talked about the fan a little bit. So we talked about the drop down here. We stratify a little bit more and we make another drop, and we're hitting that with air as well. So some of the light stuff we maybe didn't get blown out at first, or maybe some additional material. We make another drop down to our chaffer, and we're hitting that with some more air too. So we're getting that material suspended as well, and we're also just giving a little bit of extra air to the front part of the cleaning shoe where most of that material is going to start falling off before the grain gets separated out. Then as we move through the chaffer, you'll see on the chaffer we have the divider fins on here as well, like we talked about on the stratification pan. Once again, we just want to make sure we're controlling that material from left to right as it's coming through the cleaning shoe. So as the grain moves back on the cleaning shoe, what you'll see is that grain progresses through, and of course, like any other chaffer, we want to see more of that grain come through, and then we want to get the material, that mog, coming off the back. But what you'll notice on the back end of this chaffer as well is we have an extension that tilts a little bit up, and that's adjustable as well. So we can open that up a little bit more and grab them last couple pieces of grain, or if we're getting really good cleaning performance out of it and we're getting all that grain to come out up front, we can close that down so we're not taking on as much material at the end as well. So that is adjustable, and that makes the same adjustment with your chaffer opening and closing from the cab.
Tell me, is there a difference between the Class 8 and Class 9 when it comes to the cleaning shoe?
That's a great question, Robert. So a lot of other OEMs out there, when you make a jump from Class 8 to Class 9, you get horsepower, which is great to have a little bit more power to get through the field, but that horsepower needs to be put to good use. And so what we do when we jump from our Class 8 to Class 9 is we give you more cleaning area. And we do that by adding some length in the cleaning shoe. And we want to make sure that you're actually utilizing that extra horsepower, not only maybe in muddy conditions or going through hills, but we want to make sure you can get more out of your machine. And although it's nice to make that horsepower jump too, we want to make sure that we can really utilize it. And by giving you more cleaning area, you can put more through that machine in a shorter period of time. So really utilizing that extra cleaning space for not only more capacity, but also getting a cleaner bin sample as well. Just more cleaning area gives you a better opportunity to get that material clean and get that clean sample in the bin that Robert was talking about earlier.
All right. Zach, great explanation of the Fendt Ideal Balanced Cleaning System. And as we look at the system itself and all of the design work that went into this to get the capacity out of the machine, to get that clean bin sample, these are the things that when we were developing the combine were very important, and the information that we picked up from customers out visiting with you of what you needed in that next combine. So we've hit on all those topics. It's doing a great job out there in the field. We've had good reports, and we're really excited about what's happening here with the Fendt Ideal. Kevin, back to you.
Fantastic. Great information on the cleaning system. Okay, now we're going to shift gears a bit and discuss the way we feed this beast of a combine with our industry-leading headers. We are now joined by Mark Broomgart, Marketing Manager, and David Holt, our lead engineer on headers here at AGCO, to give us all the details. They are outside with the headers. Go ahead, guys.
Thanks, Kevin. We've moved outside and are going to take a look at some of the key features on the 9300 Ideal header. The 9300 header is designed to provide smooth, even crop flow into your Ideal combine. Let's begin about talking about the structure of the header itself. The header is available in widths from 25 feet to 50 feet. The structure is designed with upper and lower tubes for increased durability. It has a single point hookup for easy attachment and detachment of the header.
The end sheets of the header have a narrow profile which reduces the footprint and helps keeping the header from plowing or pushing while going through the field. The lightweight design of the dividers and end shield decrease the weight on the end skids, also preventing plowing. There are optional stainless steel skids available as well as a low skid option. To assist with guiding the crop into the header and preventing knocking down the standing crop, there are long divider rods. The header comes standard with fixed pitch for Ideal combines, and there's an optional hydraulic pitch available. Let's move to the cutter bar and show some of the unique designs of the cutter bar that ensure the crop is cut cleanly and at the right height. The cutter bar itself gets its flexibility with the independent damp and tilt arms located every 30 inches throughout the length of the header. The cutter bar has 8 inches of travel range, which aid in the flexibility needed in rolling conditions and keeping the cut close to the ground. This, along with the independent tilt arms, allows superior ground coverage, which is protected by the section float pads. Flotation is assisted with an accumulator to provide smooth operation and is adjustable from the cab in varying ground conditions. There are 2 cutter bar options available for this header: the standard sickle and the optional Schumacher sickle. The sickle drive has a dampened PTO shaft, which helps decrease the vibration of the shaft, as well as increase durometer of the dampener for improved durability. The heavy-duty flywheel also increases the longevity of the sickle drive by providing inertia to keep the sickle moving.
In order to get the crop to the combine, the drapers provide a simplistic design that requires less maintenance and promotes less downtime. The side draper canvases are 41 inches wide and move at 502 feet per minute to keep the crop flowing and away from the cutter bar. To provide consistent tracking and alignment, a V-guide is designed into the header. The stainless steel belt guard on the front provides long wear life and smooth transition from the cutter bar to the drapers. The inner belt roller has a scraper installed to prevent material buildup. The tension of the belt is obtained through a spring-loaded tension system. It has an extended adjustment range and an indicator to show tightness of the belt and help match tension from the left to the right side belts. There is an onboard tensioning tool when adjustment is needed. As a starting point, the tension is set at the midpoint of the indicator. The 45-foot and 50-foot models may require a higher tension as a starting point. The drive for the drapers is standard with a single-speed drive, and there is an optional variable speed drive to have the ability to adjust the speed of the drapers to optimize the crop mat for the belts. The center draper has a 48.5 inch wide canvas that moves at 573 feet per minute. The auger is 21 inches in diameter and 46 1/3 inches long, rotating at 200 RPM. In crop conditions where wrapping may occur, there is a filler kit available for the auger flighting. Also available in 2021 will be an optional retractable finger feed drum with adjustable finger timing. This is recommended for high yield crops such as canola or other crops with high MOG. The center canvas has a synchronous belt drive for the auger and center draper to promote natural flow from the header to the combine. There is a stainless steel auger pan to increase the life of the pan in this high crop flow area. Clutch protection is incorporated into the drive system for the center draper to protect it should an obstruction occur.
The reel has adjustable tine pitch to change the aggressiveness of the feeding in varying crop conditions. It's hydraulically driven, and that allows the speed to be adjusted from the cab to optimize the crop flow. It also has adjustable fore-aft from the cab to meet varying crop conditions. The reel has adjustable tine pitch to change the aggressiveness of feeding in varying crop conditions. It's a hydraulically driven reel that allows the speed to be adjusted from the cab to optimize the crop flow. It also has adjustable fore-aft control from the cab to meet varying crop conditions. In addition, the reel can be moved forward or rearward on the reel arms to provide more flexibility. We've talked about some of the options available as well as when around the header, but there are a few more available options that we need to talk about. We have optional stabilizer wheels available for the 35 to 50 foot models. This will help improve header height performance. They are a torsion axle design with no springs or shocks to wear out. They can be used in the higher position for the rigid mode cut operations and in the lower cut position for flexible head operations. They also have 2 transport positions for towing it down the road. There's also an available transport kit. This is a foldable design that connects directly to the bottom of the frame and is a compact design to simplify storage. We've incorporated larger tires and other durability improvements to the transport kit for model year 2020.
The header comes standard with cutter bar sensors for the flex mode. For the rigid mode, there are also available drag rods for auto header height control. 2 different options are available. The steel drag rods will have 2 drag rods to read the contour of the ground, or you can get the head side drag rods, which uses 4 drag rods. There is also an optional header sealing kit to seal around the center deck to prevent crop loss under the side drapers.
We have some exciting features coming in 2021. One of those features is the auto dock function, which eases the attaching and disconnecting of the header. With auto dock, you don't have to leave the seat when hooking up the header. Just simply drive up to the header and pick it up. The engage function will then connect all of the header functions. Also coming in 2021 is the top auger option. This option is a factory installed option which will enhance the operation in rape and canola and any other high volume crops such as oats or barley. The end of the auger, each end is independently adjustable and is hydraulically driven through the reel circuit. A canola divider will also be available, as well as optional electric side knives. Look for these options in 2021.
That was a look at the 9300 draper head for your ideal combine. A header that will provide you smooth, consistent feeding and reliable operation. Now we're going to walk over and take a look at the 3300 series corn head. Here we are with the 3300 series corn head. The corn head is available with 30-inch spacing in 8, 12, and 16 row configurations. Just like the draper head, the corn head has a single point multi-coupler hookup for the hydraulic and electrical connections. The auger is a 20-inch diameter with 30-inch pitch on the flighting to convey the material to the combine. The conveyor hood is standard equipment and helps control crop flow into the feeder house. The corn head is also Reichart row guidance ready, as well as head sight auto header height ready.
The heart and soul of the corn head is the row units. The row units on the 3300 corn head are driven with a self-contained gearbox. The snapping rolls have a point-to-point design for aggressively pulling the stalk and pulling the cob off of the stalk, and the blades are replaceable. The front rolls of the chain are greaseless, so there's no daily maintenance required. The deck plates provide a gentle interaction between the cob and the plate due to the smooth beveled design of the deck plates, which helps in reducing head loss. Geometry of the deck plates with the design shape along with the design of the gathering chains produce a reduced gap to reduce the possibilities of row plugging. The gap of the deck plates are electronically adjustable from the cab.
In order to get the crop to the row units, the snouts on the 3300 corn head have a low profile design with an adjustable entry angle to help pick up down and tangled corn. The head has hydraulically controlled fore and aft pitch, adjustment of 12 degrees to get the optimal angle needed for picking up the crop. The pitch is adjustable from the cab and includes an accumulator to help absorb shock loads. The snouts themselves are polyethylene and cove-shaped to promote crop flow into the row units and helps keep cobs controlled in down and tangled corn. The back of the snout is designed to help prevent cob loss, and there's an optional ear deflectors available. The snouts have skids at the point to keep the snouts from digging into the ground.
Let's talk about the optional stock chopper that's available on the 3300 corn head. The chopper is a two-blade design with reversible blades which promote a better quality of cut. The position of the blade, being at more of a rearward position, also eliminates head loss when chopping, as it allows the stalks to be pulled through the deck plate before being chopped. The row units are individually driven, so each row unit can be disengaged with a lever. The design of the chopper drives and the chopper itself, lower power requirements are needed.
One other option to mention is the stalk stompers. They are available for both chopping and non-chopping corn heads and are integrated directly behind the row unit. The stompers will help break up the stalks to improve residue management and helps prevent tire damage. We've gone through the highlights of the 3300 corn head. I feel you can see how this corn head can accentuate the ideal combine and provide you with efficiency and worry-free operation while picking corn. Thanks for joining us today. Now we're going to send it back to Kevin.
Really appreciate it, guys. Great information on the headers. Once again, if you have any questions on any of the presentations, please go ahead and type them in the chat. All right, finally, we're going to stay with Mark and discuss Fendt's Gold Star, the industry's leading protection program. Mark is here to give us all the details.
Thanks, Kevin. We'll spend our time in this session talking about Fendt Gold Star Customer Care Program, specifically on the Ideal Combine. We will discuss what Gold Star is, what is included in Gold Star, and the benefits and value of Gold Star. So let's get started. So what is the Fendt Gold Star program? Gold Star consists of 4 different categories and is part of all Fendt products. Let's take a high-level look at what is included with the Fendt Gold Star program. The warranty, simply the best warranty in the industry. No other manufacturer has a 3-year warranty that comes standard with every machine. The service, your dealer will send a factory-trained technician to service your combine when the need arises. The parts, all parts used in a repair or maintenance on your combine are genuine AGCO parts, including all the fluids used. And all AGCO parts also have the AGCO Parts Advantage warranty, a 1-year warranty on the part installed and a 6-month warranty on the labor to install the part if installed by the dealer. The 4th category is the loaner program. We have a great quality and reliability built into our machines, but they are still a machine that operates in adverse conditions, so a problem may occur. If it does, Fendt backs that up with a loaner program to keep you harvesting if something should happen. Let's take a look at how the Gold Star program applies to the Ideal Combine specifically. The warranty is 3 years or 1,200 engine hours, whichever occurs first. The warranty is a full machine, factory warranty with $0 deductible that can be put to your mind at ease for any repair expense for the first 3 years you own the combine. Along with the warranty are all the factory recommended maintenance. It's included throughout the warranty period. Yes, all parts and labor required to complete the maintenance at the required intervals is covered. Along with this, the technician will also complete a machine inspection each time they perform a maintenance on the machine. Call this a preventative maintenance inspection to look over the complete machine and ensure everything is operating correctly and there are no signs of wear or damage that may result in downtime in the future. They will review this inspection with you and let you know of any areas that need attention immediately or areas that need to be looked at more in depth after harvest is complete. And if you don't put the hours on your combine to meet the first maintenance interval, you are still guaranteed an annual maintenance and inspection. We discussed the loaner program as part of Gold Star. What this means for you is that if there is a failure on your combine and it is determined that it cannot be repaired within 24 hours, the dealer will work with you and provide a loaner machine if needed to keep you harvesting while your machine is being repaired. This loaner machine is provided at no cost to you as part of the Gold Star program. In addition to all these components of Gold Star we've talked about, all machines sold after April 1st, 2020 also receive 3 years of AGCO Connect included as base equipment. This allows you to monitor your machine and gather the data needed to improve your operations. As we continue, let's discuss the benefits of each of these areas and how it can improve your ownership experience. The guaranteed annual maintenance, regardless of the hours you put on your machine, you can rest assured you will receive an annual engine oil change and machine inspection. This is beneficial to those who use their combine for less than 500 hours and provides the same benefits as a regular maintenance interval would. The dealer technician will complete the maintenance and inspection to provide you with the peace of mind that the dealer tech will visit your machine at least once per year. There is also the benefit of trade value for your machine since the dealer knows that it was maintained properly and has the records to back that up. We talked briefly about the preventive maintenance inspections and the technician completing these inspections at each service interval. They will perform a 60-point inspection, but providing this inspection, they are able to identify emerging issues before they occur, which in turn reduces possible downtime on the machine. All these inspections are completed and recorded in a database for future reference and provides a machine maintenance history during the trade process. We all know the importance of keeping a machine in the field during harvest. With the Gold Star Loaner program, you will have just that. If it is determined your machine cannot be repaired within 24 hours after the diagnosis, the dealer will provide you a loaner machine until yours is repaired. This will reduce your downtime as well as continue your harvest while repairs are made. The AGCO Connect subscription provides you and your dealer a number of benefits. By having AGCO Connect included with your machine for the full warranty period allows you access to fleet management solutions, letting you know not only where the combine is, but also key metrics on your machine. Your dealer may also have access to the machine, which allows them to monitor performance and have some diagnostic capabilities. And it also will allow them to know the hours on your machine to keep up with the scheduled maintenance that needs to be performed. With all the benefits that the Gold Star program brings to your operation, let's take a quick look at the value. The Gold Star program will provide you with a lot of value over the life of the machine. Let's look at the quantifiable values Gold Star brings. Of course, the big value of the program is the 3-year, 1,200 engine hour warranty, longest manufacturer warranty in the industry. You are provided 3 years of maintenance with all the parts and labor paid, along with a machine inspection at each interval. You will have the loaner support throughout the warranty period as well as 3 years of telemetry. All this included with the machine purchase. There are also a number of intrinsic values that apply. With the loaner program, 3-year warranty and a maintenance included, there is a mitigated financial risk for you. You will have improved uptime in the field, and the dealer will maintain contact with you by performing the maintenance and inspections on your combine, which will further advance your overall experience. And with the dealer knowing the machine was maintained and serviced properly, all works to improve your trade value when you decide it is time for a new ideal combine. It may be hard to believe with all the features of Gold Star that we have discussed, but the best customer support program in the industry just got longer. This can be accomplished through Gold Star Plus. Gold Star Plus is available through your dealer, which provides additional warranty coverage for 5 years. And you can select the hours you would like to extend the additional coverage for. 1,200, 1,600, or 2,000 overall hours can be selected. This will provide you up to 5 years or 2,000 hours of warranty if you select this option. This coverage is a complete machine coverage with a $0 deductible and also includes travel time through not only the extended warranty period, but throughout the full 5 years of coverage. Again, this mitigates financial risk throughout the warranty period selected. The Gold Star Plus also includes the maintenance required throughout the hours of the coverage you have selected, as well as the preventive failure inspections throughout this period. How would this coverage best fit into your operations? Visit with your dealer who can provide more details about Gold Star Plus options and coverage. We have shown a number of ways the Fendt Gold Star provides benefits and value to you as an ideal customer to provide you with a customer care program to take care of you and your machine. Thank you for being a Fendt customer and taking the time to be with us today. Now let's send it back to Kevin.
Hopefully all of you have learned a bit more about the Fendt Ideal Combine today and how it can make your harvest more productive and efficient. Please check out our website for more details at fendt.com/US/combines. Or please see your local dealer and they can set up a customized demo for you at your farm so you can experience the power and efficiency of the Ideal Combine for yourself. From all of us here at AGCO, we want to thank you for joining us today, and we will see you out there in the field. Thank you.